On today's episode of Beyond the Reels, we're taking a trip back to prehistoric times with Amusnet, as one of its most recent slot releases takes place in a world where dinosaur and man coexisted. Joining me today is the studio's product manager, Konstantin Yanev, to talk through Cavemen and Dinosaurs. How are you doing today, Konstantin?
Hi, Danny. I'm doing great myself, and how are you?
Fantastic, ready to dive into this slot title. But before we do that, can I just ask you to tell us a little bit about yourself, Amusnet, and the role that you play within the company?
Sure thing. Well, Amusnet is one of the world's leading providers of products and services. We have over 260 slot games as well as live casino games, and we distribute those to over 1,500 operators worldwide. My role in the company is a game producer for the slot games. So what I basically do is I come up with ideas for exciting and new slot games, and together with my team, we bring them to life.
Okay, looking at this game that you've brought to life, how did the idea behind sort of transporting players back to the Stone Age, back to prehistoric times come about? And why do you think this theme will sort of appeal with players?
Okay, well, we wanted to stray a bit from the most common themes for slot games with this title, as you can tell. We ran through a lot of different ideas and concepts, and we couldn't really pick a winner between two standout concepts at the time we were making this game, which are, one was the caveman themed and one was the dinosaur themed. So we decided why not bring them together, and even though historically they didn't coexist just by some 46 million years or something. So that's how we actually came up with this idea for the theme itself.
Okay, and now looking into the base gameplay, could you just walk our viewers through a simple base game spin of Cavemen and Dinosaurs and what they can expect?
Sure. The game itself is a 5x3 slot machine with 20 fixed lines and an average RDP of 96.25%. What you can expect to see in the game are 12 symbols, which of those you can find 10 regular paying symbols, as well as a wild symbol and a bonus symbol. The main objective for the player is, of course, to land those bonus symbols on the first, third, and fifth trios, and that will reward them 8 free spins for the feature.
We like to speak to studios about the design process behind these slots. So can you explain some of the decisions made and the reasons behind those decisions in terms of what was chosen for the symbols and the background art for this game?
Sure. Well, as I mentioned previously, it was a pretty difficult decision on the game theme in general. And we chose those 3 prehistoric periods of our planet, the caveman era and the dinosaur era. And once we were set on the theme, then we started drafting different designs for the symbols within the game, especially. So we've got a meteorite acting as the wild symbol, which we link to probable extinction of dinosaurs back then. And then we have a volcano, which acts as the scatter or the bonus symbol, which triggers the feature within the game. Then we, of course, have our 2 dinosaurs. Those are the highest paying symbols in the game, followed closely by the cavemen. So we also have a piece of meat and a bone dagger, as well as royal symbols that are made of stone, as a reference to this prehistoric period. During the game, the base game, the background of the game is with a vivid and with colorful nature, beautiful waterfalls. And during the free spins, the background transitions into a night scene where the things get a bit more interesting and dynamic, if I may say. And last but not least, the player will be always accompanied by a T-Rex next to the reels.
Okay, and like a lot of slot titles, Cavemen and Dinosaurs offers a free spins feature. Can you explain what separates this bonus game mode from other free spins features that you would see, and what can players find within it?
Okay, well, every free spin session within the game starts with exactly 8 spins. What's different from the base game is that we have a meteorite shower during the bonus. So during each spin, before the reels stop, a meteor or a few can hit the reels. After the meteor hits, the respective reels stop immediately. And what's great is that even more meteors can fall on the reels even when they have stopped. Each position on the reels that's hit by a meteor is a guaranteed wild. Well, that's with one small exception. When a meteor hits a bonus symbol or the volcano I mentioned previously, you're awarded with an additional free spin. If, however, you get 3 bonus symbols on the first, third, and fifth trio, you'll be awarded with 6 additional free spins plus 1 additional for each bonus symbol that was hit by a meteor. So this way, what differs this game from a lot of other slot games is that you can actually get a lot of additional free spins or triggers during your hunt for this full screen of wilds for an award of 1,500x your bet.
Okay, and that free spins feature can actually be bought by the player using the buy bonus function. Why do you think it's important to offer these abilities within your slot releases? And do you think there's a bit of a demand there from an operator side of things?
Yes, we do have the buy bonus feature implemented within the game, and realistically, and in my opinion, there is a demand from everyone for the buy bonus function. So the players want it, the operators want it, and we want it as long as everybody wants it as well. So some players prefer to fast track to a feature they like. And in this world where we constantly crave fast consumable content like, TikTok, Instagram Reels, there's every justification that the buy bonus function is here to stay.
Yeah, it's interesting that you mentioned that sort of desire for instant gratification and how that is sort of coming into the slot industry more and more. Is quite interesting. And on that note, do you think offering sort of a buy bonus feature and allowing players to go instantly into the bonus game mode, is there a risk that that sort of devalues the base game play and the base game spins?
This is a very good question. Thank you for asking that. I think the answer is somewhere in the middle. It really depends on the player base and their personal preference. I think if some players will prefer the fast tracking function of the buy bonus, sure, but others will prefer to grind to the feature themselves.
Yes, of course, and obviously I suppose it's best to give those options to the players that do want it on that side, while also obviously the base game play is always going to be there to play for players, like you say, who want to sort of grind out that gameplay. If we're looking at sort of acquiring players and retaining players, obviously lots of suppliers and operators are constantly trying to attract new players to the games. How do you think Cavemen and Dinosaurs can attract new gamblers to this slot and to Amusnet itself?
I think the different take on the art of the game itself, as well as the volatility of the slot game being on the lower end, can appeal to most players and certainly open the door for new gamblers to our games. That and the chance to enjoy a lot of red triggers during the free spins feature too.
Yeah, I do think sort of the design can often be overlooked for actually being able to attract players to the game, and there's definitely a fun element to the design going on in this game. Now, with just a few weeks left of 2023, what can we expect from Amusnet in the end of this year and moving into 2024?
Okay, well, by the end of this year, we're bringing out a shiny new game called Seven and Crystals. And we also have a lot of exciting slots coming up in 2024. We got dragons, pharaohs, leprechauns, gorgons, and many, many more. So keep your eyes open.
Yeah, definitely a lot to look out for then. And it's certainly been a pleasure to talk through Cavemen and Dinosaurs today, but that's unfortunately all we've got time for. So thank you very much for joining us today, Konstantin. And for the viewers at home, thank you very much for watching.
Thank you, Danny. Bye.